Hi YouTube, this is Felicia with Bible Scraps, and welcome to what I'm calling Create, Craft, and Chat with Me. I literally just came up with this concept just minutes ago. It's about 5 p.m. in my neck of the woods, and I have been in my craft room all day. I actually shared a video a couple of hours ago on repurposing fabric and paper remnants and strips. And I'm still in my craft room. And I thought, let's chat, let's create, let's craft together. So I know you probably can't see my work desk, but I have a lot going on. Of course, you see my sewing machine right here because I have been using this a lot lately in my journal and bookmaking. But in this video, well, okay, let me walk you through what I'm doing. You see a lot of, well, this piece don't belong there. But okay, so this is what happened, right? We all make a big mess. A lot of us are so unorganized. And if I could grab this Iris scrapbooking case, I want to show it to you. I want to show you what's on the inside because that will help me explain what I'm doing a little better. Well, I have these scrapbooking cases and they're filled with different things. And this one is filled with, as you can see, lace and trim. Well, I had a lot of tangled lace and trim. And I kept looking at it and I'm like, oh, so some of it I decided to roll up and use the sewing pins in them. And then I just got frustrated. I then grabbed my strips of ribbon and did something a lot of us, we cringe at the thought of doing, but I actually did it because I have some nice trim, some pretty trims, and I have some vintage trims like this one. Well, I got scissor happy and I began to cut up my trims and laces into bits and pieces. So I did one strip, and then I did another 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 strip, and another strip, and another strip. I got scissor happy with my trims and laces. And you know what? It's super cool because now that I have downsized those strips, I could take the bits and pieces and make junk journal adornments or scrapbooking embellishments. You know, we learn a lot about ourselves, and on this crafty journey, I have been crafting since 2004. And you guys, excuse me, I do have a cold. But I have been crafting since 2004. I started buying things before '04, but in '04, I really got into it. And I have realized just within the last year or so that I'm a dump it in, mix it up type of girl. I think it was last year or the year before, I shared a video where I dumped a lot of my buttons in a bin. A lot of you crafters won't do that. And for the longest of time, I didn't do it either. I thought I needed to have all of my buttons separated by color and by style. But there was something free about dumping it all in together. And I recently did the same thing with my bottle caps. Some of you saw that video as well. Well, I'm realizing that I'm a cut it up type of girl too. Cut it up into bits and pieces. And that's so super cool because we hold on to a lot of things that's pretty to us, dear and special. And of course, we have ideas about using those things in the future. And more than likely, we never will. But then we have some pieces and we don't have a lot of it left. Like for this particular trim, I only had maybe 12 inches of it. So one part of my brain says, you better keep it because that's all you have. And then the other part of my brain states, no, cut it up, because if you cut it up, you can actually use a small piece, because sometimes you don't need to have a lot of something, you just need a little bit of it. Now that it's cut up, I can actually use it on different embellishments, and that will give the feel that I have more than I actually have. Do that make sense to you guys? Okay, so I've been chatting. Let's start creating. Well, let me show you one that I've made already. Take a look at this. Okay, so I realized something, you guys, and some of you crafters have probably figured this out. We all love our die cutting machines, and if you like me, you have a lot of the steel roll dies. Let me grab one to show you, just in case someone don't know what a steel roll die is. Okay, this is a steel roll die. And these type of dies, they cut through any and everything. Anything a crafter can think about using in paper crafting and creating, these dies can cut it out. Well, I found a material that these dies cannot cut out, and I can't believe it. Okay, so canvas, you guys, fabric. Now we know that even the thin dies can cut out fabric if you have the right sandwich. But don't you know that these dies cannot cut out canvas? I kid you. Okay, so my niece is here and she's creating. She's an artist. And I found rolls of, and I'm assuming this is canvas, at a thrift store in Las Vegas a little over a week ago. Got it, you guys. Brand new, thick, $5, right? As a matter of fact, I chose my own price. She's like, well, how much do you want to pay for it? I said $5. If I had said $3, I would have got it for $3. But I got some other cool rolls of items that I'll share in an upcoming thrifty haul. So she wanted some circles. So I took my circle die, because I know, right? It's going to cut. It cuts through any and everything. And then it didn't cut through. And I thought, well, you know what? Let me try a different sandwich. Let me try a different machine. And I could not get the dies to work on, first, the canvas on the roll. And then this is canvas I purchased at my local craft store. So this is one item, for whatever the reason, the die cutting machines with the steel roll dies cannot cut it out. I just thought I would share that, because I have never come across any material that these dies couldn't cut out. Okay, so back to creating, because this video is called Create and Craft and Chat with me, right? Okay, so I made this and it's so super cute. And I said all that to say, what I ended up doing was using my scissors to cut out my little tag. And this is cute, you guys, because I took one of these pieces here and a little strip of this very pretty trim. You guys, you know, let me just pan my table so you can see what I'm working with. Excuse the shake. But I have different piles of little bits and pieces of ribbon that I, got scissor happy and cut up. So, yeah, I added little bits and pieces. This right here, little twill ribbon that says believe. Okay, so this is really how it started too. In that video I shared a couple hours ago, I used a strip of these I'm gonna call it ribbon word pieces. And then I decided to, why not just, cut up the whole roll. And so I was watching some YouTube videos. Tim Holtz in particular, he just debuted a lot of new products. And so I've been watching those videos and I just got scissor happy. So this is like 1/4 of what I cut up. But once again, it's so super cool when you have it all laid out, because you just take your bits and pieces and you put it together. So let's do one right now. Oh, you know what? I also made some of these. They don't look like much probably, but they're cute, you guys. These are cute. Cute little junk journal adornments and embellishments. So we're going to make one with this little tag that I created. And then I could take some bits and pieces. You know, I even cut up, and I don't even have a strip. Okay, I do. I had some of this ribbon, and I cut it up, right? Where's my scissors? And when I cut this particular ribbon up, sometimes I was only left with the little fabric rose. The bead came out and the backing came off, which is super cool. So we are going to use one of these, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, but because it's all laid out, just pick something and go with it. Now I could use my sewing machine, and you know what? I think I want to. Oh, you guys, I forgot to point out. You see the word note? Okay, so do you guys have the self-inking stamps? Tuesday Morning had these maybe a couple years ago, but I have a lot of these from Costco. As a matter of fact, why not grab it to show you? Do you guys remember these? Do you remember the company Message Store? This is back when Costco used to carry a lot of scrapbooking things. Okay, so it's dusty, you guys. Overlook that. But the self-inking stamps, they're cool because you don't need a block. You don't need a separate ink pad. It's self-inking. So let's go ahead and stamp note. And I hope, is it backwards? Okay, so this is still juicy after having it so long. You just press it down and it stamps so nice. Look at that. And mind you, this is canvas, a material that die cutting machines can't even cut out. Okay, so I have the word note, and let's add some trim right here. And you know what? Let's sew this, right? Add a little bit of stitching. Oops, I want zigzag. So let's do that. Super duper quick. On the one I showed you, I used hot glue to adhere this ribbon strip down. And that's cute all by itself, right? I love it. Okay, so where's my little fabric rose? How about we add that right there, and we'll do that with some hot glue. Love, love, love it. This is so relaxing because sometimes you may not feel like, you know, your brain wants to rest, so you don't want to really create anything, but then your hands need to do something. You guys, cut it up, right? Cut it up into bits and pieces. Okay, so what else can I add? Well, why not add? I love these word ribbon pieces. I found, okay, so I used to shop every now and again, maybe every couple of years, at this warehouse type store that's close to my downtown area. It's like one of those backstreet warehouses. You kind of forget it's there. And whenever I remember, like every couple years that it was there, I would go. It's the kind of store that's kind of like, not downtown LA because they carry a whole lot of more other stuff. But if you've been to downtown LA, it's kind of like that. It's reminiscent of like a flea market. A lot of old, it's new stuff, but it's dusty stuff they've had for a long time. So it's that type of atmosphere, but I absolutely love it. Well, a couple months ago, I wanted to go visit the store. I passed by it and thought, you know what? I'll go to it the following week. Went back, you guys, about a month ago because it took me a month to think about going back, and the whole store was leveled. Well, at that store, I found rolls of this twill word ribbon for like a quarter a roll. It was a good place to buy inexpensive things. And I don't know the name of the store, so I don't know if they've moved, relocated. I don't know what's going on, but I'll be looking for that store again. Okay, this might be done, you guys, right? So super cute. So nice to put on a junk journal page, on a book page. Okay, so let's make another one. And then we're going to use a different self-inking stamp. But I'm going to continue to use my canvas pieces. Let's stamp Never Give Up. Ooh, dusty dirty. Let me grab a wipe so I can clean. But how's everybody doing? I was in Vegas for several days and had a wonderful, wonderful time. I normally get our hotel rooms from Hotwire. And on Hotwire, you never know what your room will be until you pay for it. And I'm a risk taker. I'll buy the hotel the day of the trip. Well, my goodness, we left on a Wednesday. The hotels were ridiculous, like $300. And I was like, oh my goodness. And so, my daughter ended up finding us a room for $170, and that wasn't bad. It was a resort. It was 4 stars. So we stayed there, and it was okay. For a 4-star hotel, I thought perhaps the pool should have been working. If not the pool, at least the sauna or the spa, and none of that was working. So, I wanted to complain, and I thought, I'm not going to complain. But the next morning, I went to get on the computer to use the Wi-Fi, and that wasn't working. So I did call in to complain. I'm like, you guys, this is a mini excursion and vacation, and things ought to be working. So they reimbursed our resort fee, which was like $25, but bypass all that. The next day I had a different hotel. Excellent price, you guys. $118 for a 4.5-star hotel, right? On the Strip. Wait, was it on the Strip? No, but it was close to the Strip. Well, let me tell you, the hotel, when my husband checked in and he took our bags up, I was in the car still. He came out and said, you have to go check this room out. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, is something wrong? I don't want to deal with it. So I got out, went to go check the room, and I couldn't believe it. The room was off the chain. I've stayed in some nice hotels, but neither one of us had ever been in a hotel so nice. Had a full kitchen, right? We had a suite and didn't know it. Had a full kitchen, 3 TVs, you guys, 2 full-size TVs, and a TV in the bathroom. We were like, oh, wow. If you want to know the name of this hotel, it's Palms Hotel. Had a wonderful stay, and the price was ridiculously cheap. Okay, so you see I have stamped Never Give Up, right? And let's add one of these little flowers. Remember, I cut it up. So this was a strip of ribbon. Do it like that. One thing I have not added yet are buttons. I'll come back and do that. I'm looking for something different to add. So I also cut up this. This pretty, right? So pretty. I can't believe. I'm happy I did it, but I'm glad. I'm evolving as a crafter. Nothing has to be perfect. I mean, who's to say we have to do this or do that? And I love junk journaling because you can think outside the box. You can color outside the line. Mistakes are appreciated. Handmade is so popular right now, and it's growing. Uh-oh. It's growing like never before, and so People are appreciating the handmade look. The mistakes are charming. And look at that. Isn't that cute? Never give up. Um, and I don't think I need to add one of these ribbon words. This is so simple, yet so adorable. Okay, let's make something like this because these are cute. Cute, cute, cute little dainty. Oh, and what you also can do, I love these. I call them artist pins because when I bought mine years ago, the first time I bought them from Oriental Trading, they were named that artist pins, but they're really, well, they have different names, but they're cute. I use these a lot to hang charms. And so you could make something like this and suspend charms or, make dangles. So let's make one of those. And I took some of my ribbon is getting all mixed together. So I took I took a piece like this and took one of my ribbon word pieces, and I'm using hot glue. Hot glue is one of my favorite glues to use because it dries. Well, it has a nice hold and then it dries really fast. But you got to be careful that you don't burn yourself. Isn't that cute, right? So cute and so quick to make. Okay, let's make a piece using this fabric. I found this at Tuesday morning, and this is leftovers from a piece I used on a vintage junk journal. Okay, so let's layer this like that. Oh, that's pretty together, right? And, let's just add some stitches. So anyway, I came back from Vegas and heard about, because I live in California, and heard about the mudslides. And thought, how crazy. We are seeing all kind of stuff in our generation. Santa Barbara also experienced recently the fires there. And then they had the mudslides. And, how devastating. I don't watch the news a lot, but I did see clips of that. And it was just crazy watching the mud actually slide. Houses were floating away and a lot of people lost their lives. So unfortunate. I'm in a part of California where we are really experiencing mild winters, though yesterday was really chilly. I think the high was maybe 49, but we've been blessed with some really good weather. I know the East Coast, you guys, shout out to all you guys over there dealing with record-breaking chills. That's actually, some people have lost their lives with it being so cold. I think about the animals a lot, and I pray for them. A lot of the homeless animals, and of course the homeless people. So shout out to all you guys, and spring is right around the corner. Right around the corner. Okay, so that's how that looks so far, and that's pretty, right? And if you have a sewing machine, you can add different types of stitches. So I'm using a basic zigzag stitch. So what else do I want to add? Let's add some more of this trim. And I want to do it a little bit. Okay, I'll add it on the bottom here in the corner. And let's use hot glue this time. Oh, you know what? I forgot to add or stamp my word. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to see how it looks if I was to stamp directly on this lacy part. So, 2 words on this stamp set, and let's stamp memo. I hope it turns out good. Oh, press it down in there. Okay, so I didn't hold it long enough, or it could be the lace, but you could still read memo, right? I'm gonna leave it just like that. So yeah, these came from Tuesday morning, And I got a couple of different sets of these, but I have, I think, the whole collection of these, and they're still nice and juicy. Let's use Got to Be Me. Clean it off, and I'll stamp it first. Just hold it down for a second. There it is. Got to Be Me. Okay, I'm dropping some of my little pieces. Okay, let's use this one. And I'll just, I'll stitch that right in the center like that. So, I'm making lasagna tonight. I have my spaghetti sauce in my slow cooker because I like to make my own sauce. But I'll give you guys a tip. The store-bought sauces, I mean, they're not bad, right? A lot of us use it. But if you don't want to make your sauce from scratch, you can get a jar of the store-bought sauce and add different seasonings to it and slow cook it. You'd be surprised what authentic taste you can get when you use that slow cooker method. You can use a slow cooker, or you can use, of course, a pot. But that's what I do. One ingredient you want to use in particular is the Italian seasoning. That's a must. And I like to put in a red wine in my sauce. But if you let it simmer for 3 to 4 hours, oh my goodness, the sauce is delicious. So that's what I have in my slow cooker. I've been using my slow cooker a lot lately, like twice a week, for soups and stews and things like that. Okay, do I want to add? Why not? Why not, right? We can have two words. And here I'm using one of my favorite all-time crafting tools, this tagger. I could use hot glue to attach this ribbon, but I like to use the tagger as well. And it holds up really nice. Okay, so we can leave this as is, right? We don't have to over embellish. Okay, so I want to make another one like this because this is really cute using this vintage lace. Alrighty. So we'll use this piece, and then I will hot glue that part down like that. And I think I want to use, oh, you know what? I didn't see this. There's a word that says journal. I put this on backwards. Okay, let's do that because I love to journal. And I love to make journals too. Oh, I love it. It's so convenient to have these self-inking stamps. Now the downside is you only have it in the one color, but black is basic. You cannot go wrong. Okay, so what else? Let's add the same little trim. If I didn't mention this, I got this from Tuesday Morning for 99 cents. It came on a roll. Whenever I see it, I pick it up. That's an excellent price. Do it like that. And once again, I do need to add some buttons, and I'll come back a little later to do that. And I added the stitching at the last minute. Don't really care for it. I think it took away from the look of this. But I will add one of my word strips. Let's add believe this time. And this time I want to add hot glue to adhere this down. Can you guys tell if you've paid attention? I semi-cleaned my hot glue gun. And what I did, because I thought it would be hard to remove all the gooiness, but actually when it's warm, you can use your fingers or use something to rub it off, and that's what I did. try to keep it a little cleaner. Now, oops, that probably dried, and it did. See all that chatting, not paying attention. Okay, let's add more, because with hot glue, what's great about it on some materials, you can just peel it off. Okay, so we'll add more. Oh, you guys, oh, you guys, oh, you guys. So me and my niece, we were out thrifting a couple days ago. And there's a little, I think it's a Vietnamese eatery that's close to this thrift store that I went to. I ate at it maybe 10 years ago, right? But I never forgot about the spring roll. That was the first and only time I had spring rolls, and they are delicious. So we went to this thrift store, and then I took her to the little eatery. Oh my goodness, we both had spring rolls, and they were super duper delicious. Now, spring rolls are similar to egg rolls, except they're not fried. They're very light. But I discovered that day, this little eatery, they lost their lease, and so they closed down. We went to eat, I think, on a Monday, and they closed down Thursday, and I didn't have a chance to make it back. But what I did do was I spoke to the young cashier, super duper nice girl, and I asked her, I said, okay, I have to make these at home, because I'm the kind of person, if I go to a restaurant and the food is really good, I'll come home and recreate it. And that's what I plan on doing. And so I asked her, some of the ingredients, it was obvious what was used, but she went in the back and she brought out the rice, what is it called? Rice paper? And of course it's not paper, but it's rice something. It's used to wrap the spring roll in. She actually brought out that so I could take a picture of it. And so next week I will recreate the spring roll. Oh my goodness, you guys. It's healthy eating because it's not fried, but it's light. You eat and you feel full, but you're not stuffed. You feel satisfied, right? Oh my goodness, it was so good. And then with the peanut sauce, oh. Okay, let's make one more. And did I show you guys how this turned out? Look at it. I love it. Of course, you could use fabric too with the canvas, or just only I like the rawness, the organic look to the canvas. You could do a whole lot with it. And of course, you can buy canvas in different colors. Die Cuts with the View, I think they have a paper stack with the canvas in different colors. Okay, so let's make one more, and we're going to use, you know what? I didn't cut up this trim. I'll do that right now because I want to use this crochet trim. So I had a birthday this month, and like last year, my husband took me to the mountains. I live in the valley, flatland, and thankfully the mountains is only like a 45-minute trip away. And it's really pretty up there. A lot of antique and vintage stores are up there. And so that's why I went. And we ate at a nice little, I guess it was a steak and seafood restaurant. And we ate outside, and it was nice. You just look over and you see all the mountains and everything. And the weather was beautiful. And I hit up, of course, the antique and the vintage or thrift stores. And in about a week or so, I'm going to share some finds with you guys because, oh my goodness, I found some great things, you guys. I found some vintage cookbooks, the binder cookbooks at this one thrift store, and got them for 50 cents a piece. I couldn't believe it. And I also found a chest that I had been looking for when I was a teenager. We shopped at Kmart, was my family's favorite store. because Walmart hadn't. But I purchased a green chest from Kmart, and I had it for years, and I don't know what happened to it. And I don't know, the last year or so, I've been thinking about that chest, so I've been on a hunt for one. Well, I found one at a thrift store in the mountains, and I got it for a fabulous price. Well, my husband did because he purchased it. Got some other goodies as well. Okay, so let's add this crochet trim, and I used hot glue. This trim it's open, but when the hot glue dries, I mean, you can't see the hot glue inside the holes. So you can use hot glue with your holy trim. That's cute, right? Okay, now let's add a word. Look at that, create. That's what it's about, right? I'm gonna add more glue. Add that. That's cute. I like it. I like it, like it, like it. Okay, but something is still missing. Oh, why not add another word? Why not add journal again? I journal in journal books. I journal in notebooks. I journal on my computer. I not only journal by writing, I also journal with audio recordings. I love to journal. And look at that, journal. So before I say goodbye, let's add some buttons, right? And I had buttons on my desk, but I put them all away. I'll grab those in a sec. But how about that? No, this button has a shank, and I don't think I can remove the shank. So, you know, let's add it right here with some glue. Sometimes I remove my shanks to make my buttons flat, but this one, it works. So look at that. Okay, so let me grab the buttons, and I'll just grab a handful. Whatever is on top is what I grabbed, and I'm going to try to use from what I grabbed. Okay, so let's add a button here. Now, I can use hot glue or I can use my tagger. Let's use the tagger for this one. I will have this linked on, or linked in my description box if anybody's interested in this tagger. It's a must-have for me. And let's see, I'm not going to add buttons to all of these because some, like this one, I don't think it, well, if I had a mini button, it'd be cute. Oh, you know what? Why not add that like that? But this shank, let me grab my shank removing tool and see if I can remove this. Yep. Sometimes it feels harder than what it is. And I'll add some hot glue. No, which one was it? Okay. Was it this one? I forgot which one I was working with, you guys. I mean, I don't want to make it too busy. Okay, I'm going to leave this one alone because I like that just like that. So what about, okay, I've done that one, and you know, why not add it? Oh, why not add it to this one? Oh, that's cute. Oh, these are going to be so cute. You guys be on the lookout because I am going to debut a collection of handmade journals and books. And you will see these junk journal embellishments featured in my journals and books. So, you know, let's add this one. You know, I haven't tried this yet. Maybe I'll do it right now. I'm going to add some alcohol ink to this and see if it takes on the gold, just to kind of tone the gold down. Let's see. Yep. Not sure if you guys can see it, but yep, it's taking it. Great, because I have a lot of these gold buttons and sometimes the gold is just too much. But with alcohol ink, you can tone it down. All right. I will definitely do that in the future. Okay, so let's add hot glue. Put that like that. Oh, that's better. Never give up. All right, you guys. I think I am going to conclude this video now. Now, so once again, I have all these piles of different bits and pieces. And I was thinking, well, how do I want to organize it? Can you guys guess what I'm going to do? Somebody shout it out. Remember earlier I said I'm a dump it all in, mix it all up type of girl. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to, except for these. I do want to keep these separate, but I think for everything else, I'm going to just dump it all in a little tin bucket and call it a day. Yeah, I'm going to do that, you guys. Do you guys want to see me do that? Okay, so I'm going to use this cute little tin bucket that I picked up at a thrift store in Las Vegas. And you know, when you get home, you regret not getting more. I picked up 3 of these and then I picked up 2 larger ones. The smaller ones were $1. And oh my goodness, I wish I would have gotten more of both sizes. This is a newer looking one, but they had some that looked really old, and I did pick up, I think, one that looked really old in a larger size. And I just love these. It's a great quality, and the price you cannot beat. I'm going to have to call my inherited son and have him go to this thrift store, which was named Opportunity. Oh, wait a minute. Opportunity Village. You guys, let me tell you, I have a huge thrifty find from this store. Let me tell you, at an unbelievable price. I will share that with you really soon. But I love these little tin buckets, and you can spray paint these. You can chalk them. And I'm going to use this to dump in and mix up all of my little bits and pieces from my laces and trims. And you guys, by the way, my niece and I, we made the best salad. Okay, so she makes a salad, and so I wanted her to make it, you know, for me. She didn't use all the ingredients she normally uses. It's a light salad. It's a spinach mix salad, and she would add in feta cheese, apples that are diced really small, and excuse me, either blueberries excuse me, or cranberries, and pecans. Well, we didn't have the blueberries or cranberries, and we didn't have pecans, so we made the salad using what we did have. And then she would use like a vinegar dressing, store-bought dressing. What we ended up doing was using the spring spinach mix, granny apples, feta cheese. It was flavored though. And let's see, we made our own balsamic vinegar. And let me tell you, that was the first time I had ever made my own. But you can best believe it will not be the last time. This salad, you guys, was the bomb. I used, I had a mix of sunflower seeds, salad toppers you could pick up at Costco. So we used that in place of the pecans, and it was the best salad ever. So the dressing consisted of, oh my goodness, okay, hemp oil, which I got from Costco. Also, this balsamic vinegar that I got from Costco. But let me tell you, it is not your supermarket type vinegar. This bottle cost me $25. I got it months ago, last year. And you know how Costco, they're famous for their tasters. Well, they had bread, French bread, with this balsamic vinegar. Just dip the bread in the vinegar. Well, that tasted delicious by itself. So I spent $25 on a bottle of this balsamic vinegar, and that's what I used. And then we also used a pomegranate like syrup. That's for dressing. I purchased that from a Mediterranean store. Mixed it all together. Oh my goodness, you guys, made a salad to die for. Absolutely delicious. Healthy eating, very light, and we're going to make more next year. I mean, next week. Next year would be too long, right? Yeah, very delicious. If you have not tried to make your own balsamic vinegar, it's really easy. I always see recipes of just mixing like olive oil and a vinegar together to make it. Well, you know what? I take it back. I did make one vinegar dressing before when I made a Mediterranean salad. Remember I told you earlier, if I go to a restaurant and eat something that's really good, I'll come home and remake it. Well, the Mediterraneans, they have a salad called the fattoush salad. And that's exactly what I did. I came home and I made that dressing. So today would have been the second time I've made a balsamic type dressing, and it was so delicious. Well, here you guys, you see I have mixed in most of, I'll put these small pieces in, most of my bits and pieces from my fabric and trims, or my laces and trims. And when I want to sit down and do some easy crafting, I'll just pull from this bin. I'm going to also put these in to keep it all together. I'll just pull from this bin and come up with these cute little canvas embellished junk journal adornments. Look at these, you guys. Okay, that concludes this video. I want to thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, why not give me a thumbs up? Okay, you guys, until I see you again, as always, blessings.